Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're having a problem with your Panasonic plasma TV. I, in 2011, purchased a Panasonic Viera 55-inch plasma TV at what was to me a considerable cost, but we were excited about the new TV. It's been working pretty well. About 2 months ago, we started getting some image degradation where the top half of the screen looked like there was a ghost image. We'd kind of start to see white and purple flashes, especially on the lighter background shows. That proceeded to get worse over time, where the whole screen would start to look like these ghost flashes. And this wasn't a problem that could be fixed with the wipe feature on the plasma TV. In other words, it wasn't like a burn-in. It was really something was wrong with the image or the TV. I did some research on the internet, went to a bunch of user boards. I found out it's actually a fairly common problem. Eventually, it leads to the television completely failing. It won't turn on, no image, no sound, nothing. At least that's the common failure. And through more of the research that I did on the internet, I found out it's kind of a progressive problem, and that if you get any repairs done, you should replace or repair all of the boards that are involved with the failure. There's primarily 3 boards. I'm going to show them from the back side. I decided to try and make the repairs myself in terms of taking out the boards and shipping them off to a repair place that will, for a pretty much reasonable fixed price, go through each of the boards that you send them. They kind of offer a repair kit, if you will, and they'll take the boards that you send them, test them out, and replace any components that are bad. You can see here I have a TC-P55 VT30, so that's a 55-inch plasma TV. Several of these components that are inside here that have failed are interchangeable with other size plasma TVs, but you really don't have to worry about that. I'm going to give you the website where I sent my boards to, and they repaired them pretty much within a week, week and a half, sent them back. The really hardest part of this repair is what are called the ribbon cables, which you can see right here. That's one of them. The television has 10 of them, at least that's what I think it has. The 3 boards that we are interested in replacing are all on the left hand side of the TV. There's this larger board, which is from here to down here at the bottom, and then these 2 signal generators, I think they call them, maybe an SC and an SD board, or an SU board. Those are the 3 that are involved. Again, really doesn't matter what you call them. In our case, I just took them out of the television. I packaged them up, went to FedEx, sent them to the repair place. They did whatever they do, sent them back, and then the tricky part is again putting them together. The different components that you have to take apart on here, of course, are the Phillips screws that hold the boards down. You have to be able to remove the ribbon cables, and the way these work, you should do some research on the internet, but basically you put your finger on the back side here. This flips up like a little hinge, and then this ribbon cable comes out. You have to do that for each of the ribbon cables that attach to the plasma, the front of the TV. And these guys down here are kind of hidden, so you may have to take this bracket off. This pops out upwards, then you can remove the screw and you'll have easy access to those guys. A lot of screws go into this. They're all pretty much identified with this kind of gold band. You can see over here, here's an example of one. There's always an arrow pointing to them. You've got a couple of ribbon cables, smaller ones, this guy here, and again the way this works is this flips up from the back. There's a little hinge, and it basically releases or loosens the ribbon cable so you can slide it out. You also have these connectors here, which I wasn't familiar with, so I thought they slid out this way, but in fact you have to squeeze them and they pop upwards towards you, and then that releases them. And then you have a ribbon cable here in the center between the signal generator boards, I think that's what they're called. And then you've got a connector over here, which is again a squeeze lift and then slide back. So The hardest part of this, like I said, is getting these ribbon cables back into place. I probably spent close to an hour and a half or 2 hours. I'd put them in, turn on the TV, look at it, see that I had a problem, turn the TV off, pull them out, reset them until I finally got the TV to work the way I needed it to. And pretty much it's brand new, looking great. The website for the repair is called Modus Link. Here you can see they offer numerous board repair kits. You can go on, find your TV, see if they offer something similar, and then do some more research. But I was really disappointed with Panasonic because this television was less than 4 years old, basically stopped working. They're out of the business. You can't find these boards, so it's not as if you can really buy a new one easily. At least you can spend a lot of time trying to find them. But the repair service that was offered was excellent. Not that great on the communication side of things, but I had read that on the internet, so I sent them my boards anyways. They came back. Everything's working great. All I have to do is put the back on, and that's a ton of screws as well. Tiny little Phillips screws. If you have other questions, I'm sure you can find the information on the internet. I know I did, or post a comment here and I'll see if I can answer the question.